Hello. Hi. Welcome on in. We are here for session 88 of the Deviants Dorks campaign. I hope you all are having a wonderful week. Apologies for missing last week. We had some personal stuff going on, but I won't get too into that. Zoe cannot make it this session, but we're going to continue on anyways. And I think without a further ado, it might be a good time to pop in with the players and see how they're doing.
Down my notes
Hello.
for what I want to talk about during. Hi.
Yo.
Hi. Welcome on in. We are here for session 80.
Bones.
We are my bones. We are here for session 88 of the Deviants Dorks campaign. Wow, I've missed this. Hi. How are y'all doing? Yeah.
I'm swell.
Good.
Yeah, what
Well,
they
I'm
said.
fantastic. I'm drawing everybody as Belgique.
Totally unrelated.
Turn your
I
noise
now
suppression
have a
off,
new
baby
redeem.
girl.
Oh no, it is off. You heard it coming
Oh.
through your mic. I'm pretty sure it's
Totally, absolutely unrelated to the Belgique comment. I now have a new redeem on my channel.
off. My God.
Oh, definitely unrelated.
Unrelated.
Okay. Anyways, session 88 of the Deviants Dorks campaign. Before we start, do you guys have anything you want to shout out? Any projects you're working on, upcoming streams, fun things in your life?
No.
Not in particular.
Okay. Fair. Then if it's alright with you all, are you all set to start?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Last we left off, the Woven Fates, have arrived back in Lightport, revived your friend Tempter, and decided you needed a break. You all headed over to the Grove for an all-expense vacation and the spa, paid by Terra, and just took a day to relax. It's later that day, and Vaughn has come and basically gathered you all and strongly advised a session with your therapist, Donna. He is not forcing anyone to go, but basically says you've all been through a lot. And if it's okay with you all, he has a session set up for you all.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I would love to talk about my feelings.
Cleo's just like, why would I ever have to talk about that? This is your wrong accent. I don't know why I'm
Hemlock?
It's been so long!
You doing back on the continent?
Hemlock manifests within the room just to spite Vaughn.
flips on Vaughn and then disappears.
Hemlock calls through the sending stone just to cuss out Vaughn.
Yeah.
Like, put me on speaker.
That's a Hemlock ass move.
Okay.
Give me a minute. I need to mute and like work out this voice.
Understood.
I need to mute and work out this voice.
Tempter replied saying, "Yes, I do believe that's would be smart."
Vaughn just nods and is like, you've all been through a lot. And unfortunately, you're probably gonna be through more, so why don't you unpack some trauma before you gain any more?
I have absolutely no trauma to unpack. I have absolutely no clue what you're talking about.
Is it going to be pudding?
Yes, I did arrange for
And
that
I
to
will
be
unpack
pudding.
everything!
Okay. Um. And Vaughn turns to you, Cleo's like, you've been part of the party less than everyone else. I can't speak on you specifically.
You know, he doesn't know that I'm Asabi or anything, so
Nope.
he...
Uh, but everyone has trauma. That's just life. I can't make you talk, and you don't have to when you're in there, but maybe just sitting there and listening, you can get to know your party better.
Alright.
Sounds good to me.
Hey, Olive.
Yes?
Olive. I checked the notification on my phone for Twitch. It says you're streaming Hades too.
I fixed it.
LMAO.
I fixed it.
Ah!
Okay. All right.
Ding
Wanted to
dong.
double check.
Ding
Wanted to
dong
double check.
behavior.
I'm just like, hey, your thing's fucked up.
Yeah, I ended the stream and then restarted stream again.
Oh, okay.
But yes. Um, Vaughn kind of just gestures towards Donna's place and walks you there. And there is the duplex heading up to Donna's office slash apartment. And he just kind of looks at you and is like, good luck. If you need me, you know where to find me. And he turns to you, Parar, and is like, if you need anything.
My brain really isn't working.
You're all good. You're all good. He just kind of pats you on the head and gives you a kiss on the forehead, and then heads off towards his office. You all head up to the metal staircase leading towards the office. The door is closed, but there is a sign on the front that says open, and you can hear there is just the faint sound of humming coming from inside.
Shall we?
Of course.
Why not?
Yes! Therapy time.
You all head in, and you see the quaint little office, kind of half laid out like a living room. It seems to be kind of like a dual-purpose room. There is a couch and an armchair that's pointed to a like wooden rocking chair where it's where Donna normally sits. Off in one direction, there's an open doorway that leads to kind of like a sit-down office that you think she does most of her work in, most of her private work in. And then through another open doorway is a kitchen, which you all smell just the smell of baked goods
Oh,
immediately.
oh mama.
When you come in, you see the very tall, lanky figure of Donna, the furbolg, who just kind of like is wearing a yellow apron with a sunflower on the front, and she turns to you all like, hello, welcome on in. It's good to see you all again.
Pleasure
And
to
it
meet
is
you.
Good to see
Greetings,
you
Donna.
too.
You are a new face. I've heard about you from Vaughn and Tara.
New face, she says that she can't see my face.
Yep. Feel free to make yourself comfortable. Sit wherever you want. I'm just...
She's gonna sit in the armchair.
Sounds good. Dom's like, I am just pulling out some bakeries from the oven. Moon Wizard, I have a...
Whole bakeries?
Yes, I try to always make some home good
I was
bakeries.
making a joke. You said bakeries, not baked goods, and I was saying whole bakeries.
I see.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Listen,
I'm just like,
my brain also isn't working today.
Donna has the whole bakery in her kitchen.
She's got a whole bakery in her
It's
kitchen.
basically the only thing she uses that kitchen for is to make baked goods. But she points to you, Moon Wizard, is like, there already is a bowl of pudding set up on the table for you.
I make a beeline for that shit.
She pulls out a muffin tray from the oven and preps them and sets them on the table. It's like, I went and made some muffins for you all. There's a lemon poppy seed, a blueberry, cranberry. That one's a pumpkin. That one's an orange. That new recipe I have not tried before. And I believe that one is walnut. So be careful for any allergies.
I love lemon poppy seed.
I'm glad. You see, after taking the apron off and setting aside her oven mitts, she sits down in the rocking chair and faces the room. You see, she just pulls out a little pen and paper that was just sitting on the ground next to the rocking chair and crosses her legs, and she looks at you all. So, it's been a minute since we've all gathered. How have things all been for you?
Interesting,
That is an accurate
to say the
word.
least.
That tends to happen in your line of work.
What do you mean by that?
Adventuring. It's a...
Oh!
Tempter died very briefly.
Yes.
Oh, yes, that happened.
She takes the pen and just like jots in the notebook. Any other deaths that have happened?
My ego.
She writes something down.
I mean, Moon Wizard did also die.
Oh yes, Moon Wizard did also die. And
I did! Oh! Shit, yeah, I did. That did happen. But that happens all the time, I got better.
She nods and just jots something down. It's good to see that even with your deaths, you are still among the living. I hope it wasn't too traumatic of a situation. Is it something you want to focus on in our gathering today?
I suppose
to-
I would like to.
Okay. If it's alright for me to ask, how did it happen?
Are we allowed to tell her about the ooblex? Does she know?
Does HIPAA exist in this universe?
That's a good question.
There is no patient confidentiality in D&D.
I was gonna say, like, how much confidentiality is there between doctor-patient confidentiality? You know.
So not
Gauging the.
not only is she your therapist, she's also Vaughn's therapist. So I feel like she has been told some stuff.
Yeah, she might already know because Vaughn was part of there for that fight, and that was like.
Also, Crow,
A fucked up fight.
is that something you would have talked about with her? Because you've had a few sessions with Donna in the meantime.
Probably.
Okay. Then she would turn to you, Prior, and is like, "Is this have to do with what we have talked about?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Well then, suffice to say, I and Moon Wizard were slain by the Oodlek, and we are both fortunate to be back here.
That is...
But I, personally, have never died before.
Yeah, no, it
Because-
sucks.
That's so fucking crazy.
Something. Hard to describe. I'm quiet? Ah, shit. Dude, just
I
fucking
hear
tell
you were
me.
trying to be
I
subtle about
DM'd
it,
it
and
to
then
you,
Gabby's like,
so-
"What? I'm quiet."
I put it in chat so that way it wouldn't be a thing. And then
So
you
I
made it a
wouldn't get
thing.
acknowledged. Oh, you ruined it.
No, you're good.
Is this better for you guys?
It's
I hate you.
a little
I hate
crispy.
you so much.
A little crispy.
Oh, crispy.
Okay.
Anyway,
Anyways.
so right, dying about that. I don't particularly know how to describe what dying was like. Just as if it was nothing, and then I was back. But I wasn't fully back, seeing as what took place afterwards. It's not something I wish to experience again.
What happened after Harnborough?
I'm not exactly sure. I've been told that I somehow became reset. As if I was freshly made. I did not have a semblance of my current being. No personality, no memories. I was not me, just what I was supposed to be. And I'm fortunate that my party went to fix me. I would not be here if it were not for them. In a multitude of ways.
It's good that you have such good friends.
Yes. It is fortunate.
Well, not to pat myself on the back or anything.
I could not tell you all that happened when I was in this state. It is simply flashes of memory for me. I believe if you were to learn more about it, seeing what I was like from others' perspective may be a better way to grasp it.
She looks around to the rest of the party. What was it like for you all to see Tempter like that?
Really
It's a bit
fucking
unsettling.
concerning.
Concerning, unsettling,
Upsetting.
upsetting. To
Yeah, no, all of those things describe that situation pretty well.
yes. To see someone that's close to you. In such a vulnerable state can be stressful both for the person in that state and the people around it. It is good to have you back,
Thank you.
but at the same time, that something like that isn't going to go away in a day or two.
You are right. This is something I must keep thinking about. I don't know if I can't not think about it. It's something, at least to my knowledge, that has never happened before to a Warforged. If it happened to me, it could happen again. And that is what scares me.
It is good that you identified what part of the situation was the most upsetting and terrifying for you. Has there been
Yes.
anything that you've done in the meantime to either release that stress or express that worry to the people that are close to you?
I was only revived yesterday? Was it yesterday?
Give me a break, man. I was only revived.
Dude, it's not even been 24 hours.
I'm
Chill.
literally 1 year old.
Oh my god, that was yesterday. She was like, "Oh, apologies. I don't
Yeah,
really,
sorry, this is fresh trauma, so yeah.
I don't really
This
know the
like just
timeline."
happened. I forgot what I was gonna say. Might I rewind a bit? Back to the Ublex fight.
Of course.
So, part of that fight is the Ublek is capable of many mental attacks, so to speak. And once we had thought we had slain it, slew it.
I think it's.
Is it slain
Worse.
or slew?
I think it's
You
slain.
know what? I don't. Slain?
I don't know.
What? I forgive my. Whatever. Part of that was that we were all entranced in nightmares. Or at least, that's what I believe. We all were, correct?
Right? Yes.
Well, I believe I was the last one to have been rescued, seeing as how everyone else had accompanied me. But you do not know, and Tempter's now looking at everyone now, is not just looking at Donna. You do not know what happened, do you? You don't, by the way, you just don't.
No. No.
Something eerily similar happened in that nightmare to what happened to me afterwards. In that nightmare, it had been years since we had slain the Ublek. We had won our battles, all of them, and I was finally meeting up with Spring after a while. And she told me to meet in the ruins of the castle of the Kemplan Empire. And once I had arrived there, she was, like how I was, reset. And I don't know how or why. Well, not that it matters. It was a nightmare. Dragged me down into the cell where you all found me. It was she who had initially freed me from that cage, and then was the one who put me back. And I had no idea how long I'd spent there until you guys freed me. And that is what happened. Years, again, of darkness, from what I can tell. That is all that happened.
That's fucked.
You can see Tempters gripping themselves.
No.
And when you all found me, that was the accumulation of all that time spent there in the darkness.
I have a few things I want to touch on about that, but if you were the last one to be found, they didn't know your nightmare. But that also means you didn't know theirs.
That is correct. I don't.
Is that something... Maybe you could find some solace for the experience if you know what they all went through. What about you, Moon Wizard?
About me? What about me?
What if you went through a similar traumatic experience than Tempter, maybe you telling your side will help them see more seen.
I don't believe I feel quite comfortable speaking about it.
Understood. And I do not want to.
I'd rather speak about it alone.
Understood. Tempter,
Yes.
you mentioned that in your dream, your friend had their memory wiped.
Yes. But more than that, taking orders from someone somewhere. I do not know who or why, or even if there is or was a who or why. Simply an inner machination only to torment me, made by the Udlex. But she was strong. Spring was so much stronger than she is in real life.
Have you told Spring about this?
No, I've not. I've not had the opportunity to do so. I don't know how I could tell her.
Maybe if distance is an issue, you could always try writing it down and sending a letter.
That is an option.
Sure that your friend would not see you any differently.
That's not what I'm worried about.
What are you worried about?
I'm scared that I will see her differently.
Do you?
I hope not. I think not. But I will always remember what happened in that nightmare.
The important thing to remember is that wasn't just a nightmare. That was an attack. Something used your worst experience and your darkest memories as a way to hurt you. Do not let it hold power over you. That was not your friend. That was the monster.
Tempter nods. You are right. That was the Udlex.
I would recommend sending your friend a letter. If not, to tell them instead, just to tell them how important they are to you.
All right.
Moon Wizard,
Yes.
with you said seeing Tempter in that state, a similar state that they saw the friend in the dream. That was upsetting, and understandably so. I don't know the story. What did you all do to save them?
to save Tempter?
Yes.
Well, it is a very long and complicated story that I'm not going to go into much detail about. But long story short, we had to go completely across the other side of the world and deal with some, well, frustrating characters. It felt a bit, strange and uncomfortable. We had to convince our way into, well, how you say, striking a deal with these folks and bringing back a essential part that would, help, well, reinstate Friend Tempter.
The deal. Was there complications in it? What part of it made you uncomfortable?
Again, I would rather talk about it in private, if you don't mind.
I do not mind at all. We have had our sessions one-on-one, and during this time, your friends have been out and about. How did you feel when you heard the news of everything that they went through?
I'm gonna be so real. I don't think it's happening today.
All good. All good. He turns to us like, you don't have to say anything you don't want to. We can continue working on one-on-one.
We are the better.
And she turns to you all. I'm not here to make you say anything that'll make you uncomfortable or force you to say anything or share anything you don't want to. I am just here to try to help. And you all have a lot of weight on your shoulders. But it's good to remember that you are all people and you are all vulnerable. There's nothing wrong with confiding in others or leaning on others for help. I am here if you want to share, but you do not have to if you do not want to. Now, I don't believe we have had the chance to meet yet, and she looks to you, Cleo.
Hello.
My name is Donna. May I ask what your name is?
My name is Cleo. And this here is Porcelain.
Hello, Porcelain. And she reaches out a hand.
Porcelain will shake it because she's programmed to be very polite and give a little curtsy. Porcelain is an automaton. Well, Porcelain's outer shell is an automaton. Porcelain is a homunculus. But
I don't know what that means. But
it means porcelain isn't alive or sentient. She's a construct that I built.
okay. From what I understand, you have been around the party less than the rest, but you were there for the Ublex?
Yes, that was my first mission with the party, was the Ublek fight.
Ah,
Actually, was it my first or was it my second?
I think it was your first.
No, I think it was my second, because I think I went to the Gaia's. It was
oh,
my
you went to
second.
Silent. You went to Silent, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you did.
It was my second mission with the party.
A rather rocky start. Have you been getting along with everybody?
I believe so. I do believe Tempter and I had some I don't really know how to say this. I am very old. And around the time I was alive, of course, when Warforged were first created.
Oh.
And I have Warforged have not always been
Sentient?
yes. Warforged have not always been sentient, and so with the world coming to terms with Warforged being sentient, I was also around the same time coming to terms with Warforged being it was a long process for the entire world. It's still going on. I now fully believe and understand that Warforged are people and sentient beings, but I have done some things to Warforged that Tempter is aware of. But I've also done it to other races too, so yeah. That Tempter didn't particularly like when we first met.
In the time that you two have gotten to know each other, Tempter, have they made efforts to rectify? Or
Upon our first encounter, I was extremely off-put, to put it lightly, because it is something Cleo, it is something you led with when introducing yourself to me. However, as time went on, Cleo has also elaborated on what they've done and why they did it. And although I'm still happy about it, I can succinctly say that what they did was not for the reasons most other people would have done so. And
I'm a strange individual.
has your opinion on them changed?
I believe so. Cleo, I believe we
Yes.
are succinctly neutral with each other. I respect you. I believe you respect
Yes.
me.
I do respect you.
I believe we are companions. I'm not sure
Yes.
if I can call you my friend yet.
I understand that. I struggle with the ideas of friendship. Your group has made me admit things very quickly to a lot of people. I don't know what the effect is with you all, but you're a strange little bunch that I trusted a lot quicker than anyone else.
We have
And
been told many times that we are strange.
You all make me trust people faster, and I don't know how to feel about that.
So you're more of a closed off, cards to your chest individual?
Kinda have to be when you're a cleric of a god that really wants you dead.
Oh,
Oh,
understood.
yes. We should talk.
Tempter's not gonna say
Um.
this, but Tempter's thinking, just did it again. You just admitted something again.
They didn't like say they're saying that they're a cleric, which is true. They're a cleric of a god that really wants them dead.
Okay, continue.
Now, is that an effect that the party has, or is that effect that you, Ray, have on the character?
Both. Both is good.
Both is good.
Both is good.
Both is good.
Is it at least a little freeing to be able to voice these concerns and fears you've had to people?
I have kept some of them to myself. But going back to the Oobleck fight, I was able to be myself in a way that I haven't been able to be in a very long time. And while the fear was still there when that happened, it was in its own way liberating to be able to look at myself and actually see what I truly am. Instead of they gesture to themselves vaguely this.
That is good. That is also a very vulnerable thing to show who you truly are to a group of people you just met. The Oobleck sounded like a very scarring thing for you all. I am glad that situation is over for you all. And we can circle back, whether with a group or one-on-one, to more of the topics, but my question for you all: what is your next plan?
We are not
I
quite sure.
Don't know. Have we talked about this?
It feels as if our next instructions are to wait.
Then,
Until we know more, there's not really much else we can do.
Then, in the meantime, if you do not know the larger goal, what are smaller goals that you can do? I want each of you to find one thing, a goal that you can do for yourself. Whether that's a task, a project, a improvement in your day-to-day. It can be big, it can be small. Just finding little goals to keep yourself occupied and busy before the next big thing. Now, before we split up to do our one-on-ones, is there anything you all want to speak about as a group?
Not me.
I'm still mildly concerned about what that cat was, but
Oh my god, me too! I thought nobody else was going to bring it up!
What
like
cat are you
that
talking about?
the talking cat that you didn't meet.
Don't worry about it.
Oh dear.
What was that thing about?
And okay, so Damien said some concerning things about
Yeah.
like the book and the cat and all of that. So
What's that all about? You don't think it's spying on us?
I don't
do
think
you?
I don't think it's spying on us.
You
The more
sure?
you talk about this cat, the more concerned I become.
I do
We'll tell you
think
about
it
it
like
later.
ate the king's soul or something. Like it's so weird.
Real?
Pardon. You can't. Excuse me.
I do not remember this.
No, but like the way the king was acting and the way the cat was acting, the cat was very much so giving. The king was very much so giving the shadow and the cat the person. You know?
I never thought about it like that.
Yes. Because the cat had attitude and a personality, and the king was just very monotone.
That was fucking weird, man.
I'm assuming Tempter and Pra are looking at each other, just going like, "The fuck
Yeah.
are they talking about?"
Anyways, I think now is we're going to discuss this later. I think now is a good time we should start splitting up.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. We can. Donna looks confused about this whole cat thing too, and it's like, we can do our one-on-ones. Yes. Is there anyone who would like to go first?
If nobody else is going to, I don't mind.
Okay. And if it's a good time for you all, we could do our halfway, or we could do our 10-minute break, or do you want to get through one-on-one first?
I'm okay doing a one-on-one first before a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good to. Yeah.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, I thought the group session was gonna last a lot longer.
I did too.
Same.
Well, mostly because Moon Wizard doesn't want to talk about his feelings in front of everybody right now.
I display my trauma in front of everyone. No, I'm kidding. Okay. So yeah,
Okay.
go do your thing.
Yay!
Donna kind of gives you all water bottles and a snack, and it's like, okay, if it's all right with you, Moon Wizard, we can go to a private, the private session room. Just follow me, and she leads you through the office, and then there's a side door. Most of this house is just open doorways, no actual like doors to close. This is an actual door, which she opens up and leads you into a smaller room. And it's just 2 chairs, facing each other with a small coffee table in between. There is a window just letting daylight in, and a little like flower pot planter outside the window. She closes the door behind you two, and she like knocks on it, and then turns to you and is like, uh, "Part of doing what I do, this room is magically soundproofed, so uh, none of your friends will
Do,
hear what we
do,
talk.
do you mind if I do something really quick?
Absolutely, do whatever makes you the most comfortable."
I'm gonna take my staff. I'm gonna go back out and I'm gonna hand it to Tempter for the time being,
Okay.
Okay.
and then head back.
Do you say anything to Tempter when you do so, or?
I'm just gonna be like, I need you to watch this for me for a little bit. I will be back for it.
Of course. Tempter has an idea of why you might not want it in the.
Um, when you come back, Donna shuts the door and is like, um, "I will, just so you know, anything that is talked about between the two of us does not leave this room. I will not tell any of your friends or anyone else about what you discuss with me."
I nod in understanding.
From what I've heard, you are a unique case. Probably the most unique case I've ever worked with.
Well, yeah, you could put it like that.
But everybody has a heart, and everybody has a soul. What would you like to discuss?
Well, there's two things in particular that have been, affecting me these past couple of days. Well, past couple of lifetimes, if I'm going to be honest. But, one in particular is a bit more recent, actually. You see, my party and I, we were in Arctis, searching for a piece that would have helped Tempter to regain Tempter's consciousness. It was very, very important to me. And, well, you see, I'm a bit of a prominent figure in Arctis. I won't go into too much detail if it's unnecessary, but I haven't been there in so long. Everything was so different, and people treated me different, and I don't know, it felt good at first, but then it just felt wrong and disgusting.
The attention, was it just too much, or was it the way they were giving you attention?
It was the way they were regarding me so highly, like they treated me like a god. And it felt amazing. The first time, it felt amazing. Nobody had ever held me in that high regard before. But then it just kept happening, and it just felt more like him.
May I ask?
It felt like
Sorry.
no. Go ahead, please.
May I ask who he is?
My creator, the god of magic. And I don't mean to bring this up to skew viewpoints in any way. This is just my personal experience. Being, well, a god spawn.
Of course.
But it felt like they weren't really worshipping me. You know, it felt more like they cared more about him, about what I was, not who I was. The more they praised me, the more attention I got, the more they doted on me and told me all these wonderful things, the more I felt like an object, like a thing, like a tool.
You do know that you are a person, right?
I don't even know what that means anymore.
No one can tell you who you are. You are the only one who knows that.
But is there really a me? If he can just snap his fingers and I can disappear, is there even really a me, or am I just an idea? Am I just a thought? Am I a person? I want to feel like I am something. Like I am someone.
Who a person is isn't defined by a beating heart or a physical body. It's defined by what they've done and the lives they've affected. And that could be good or bad. But whether you're out there doing... A person could be out there doing only good things for their life, trying to make a difference and trying to improve everyone's lives, and sure, that would make them a good person. Or a person could be out there doing terrible things, but that still makes them a person. Who you are is defined by those you have touched, those you have changed. So let me ask you, are you changing others?
Moonwizard ponders for a moment and kind of twiddles his thumbs in thought. I sure hope so. But I don't want to be treated like... I don't want to be treated like a king. I don't want to be treated like a god. I want to be treated like Moonwizard. And I hope that is who I'm going to be. And well, that's who I'm going to make myself. But still, it's funny if you think about it. I'm an immortal being, molded by the gods, sitting here in therapy, pouring my heart out to a stranger.
I find strangers tend to be the best company.
Me as well.
And for as little as I've known you, And let me be completely honest with you. I am good with people. I don't know much about the gods or magic or stuff like that, but you sitting in front of me, I just see a person. And I see a person whose actions not only impacted but saved their friend's life. Tempter is alive because of you.
Moon Wizard kind of shifts in his seat and puts like his palm to his chin and doesn't respond, but his face says everything.
I only know of what you've told me, but I know people. I'm sure if you voiced these concerns to your friends, they would listen. And then maybe they would understand you a little better.
Perhaps you are right. I will consider this.
At least a good start is telling them what they mean to you.
I will consider this as well. Although, if I'm being honest, it makes it a bit more difficult to let them go eventually. Sometimes I wish I wasn't so lovable.
Everybody has goodbyes. But
No one as many as me.
a goodbye does not mean it's forever. It's a very mysterious universe out there. I'm sure you'll see
Indeed.
them. I'm sure you'll see them again.
Thank you. This has been liberating.
Of course. And my office is always open to you if you ever need to talk.
Moon Wizard thanks them again and actually stands up and gives a little bow.
Donna leans to you and just is like, "May I touch you?"
Yes, of course.
And she just reaches over and pats you on the shoulder, and then heads out.
I go and I retrieve my staff from Tempter.
Okay.
I'll hand it to you.
We'll take this moment to do our 10-minute break. I will see you all. I'll see you all then. Talk to you soon.
Yeah.
talking to the bike.
Hello, hi. We're gonna be popping back in with the players. Okay.
Hi, what's up? Come on.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Look who's here.
Mirren!
Oh my gosh, Mirren!
Oh
Hi,
my
Mirren.
god.
The other idiot baby.
The other idiot
Yeah,
I
baby.
love that cat. I love that cat. That
Okay.
idiot cat.
Hello.
Okay.
Are you playing crazy out there?
I was gonna say Cleo, Tempter, Moon Wizard is gone for probably about 10-15 minutes and then eventually comes out of the private room and Donna's just standing in the office and waves at both of you. It's like, okay, who would like to go next? Okay, Tempter it is.
I was like, I'm like, I don't know. I'm okay with either. I don't want to say
Okay.
it. Okay. Very well. And Tender will stand up and walk into the private room of Donna.
You two sit in the room and she closes the door and turns to you. It's like, just so you know, the room is, as part of the job, magically soundproofed, so they cannot hear anything we say in here. This
Very well.
stays between the two of us. What would you like to discuss today?
I would like to speak more in depth about one part that happened in my nightmare. And it is something that shouldn't affect me as much as it does.
Hmm.
So part of it was the very end being rescued by the rest of my party, and I, still believing that it was reality, was distraught, to say the least. And I believe in haste, Prar made a interesting comment to me. Something essentially calling me his buddy, his friend. When I know he does not see me like that. And him being one to open the cell. Alone, your cat's distracting me. You gotta leave.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but the kitty,
Puts my notes on top of Lone. Right, okay. Prar, buddy, friend, okay. He has said to me that we are not friends. I am not his friend. It is something I have accepted and have known for quite some time. So for him, in the haste of the moment, to call me friend in such a dire circumstance, felt wrong. In reality, in the real cell, all those centuries ago, it was Spring who unlocked it. In the nightmare, it was Prar who unlocked it. Spring is now my best friend, and Prar calling himself my friend. Just, it rubs me the wrong way. And I've not been able to bring this up, and I do not believe I will, but it is something that I think about from time to time. I do not even know if he was aware he said it. To them, they were in a rush. To me, the silence had broken for the long time, for the first time in a long time.
I find people are complicated, especially those who are raised in traumatic circumstances. Maybe it is a situation where he has trouble explaining his true feelings, or maybe you were right and that it was just the slip of the tongue. But either way, at that moment he was there for you. That doesn't change the fact that he was the one to break you free from that state. It might not have brought you closer as friends, but I guarantee it brought you closer as a team.
I see Prar as a trusted ally. I know I can trust him in a battle. But I do not... I cannot... I wish he was my friend. I do. I believe we were at one point, and then I messed up. And I've apologized since. However, that did not seem to change his mind. And so, I dropped all of it.
Some things take time. Maybe expressing apologies could just dig up old wounds, but maybe expressing your desire to be friends again might be a step in the right direction.
Perhaps, but I do not know how I would go about that. I always wonder, if I ask him for something, and he obliges, would he be doing it for me? Or would he be doing it because I'm his ally? And I may not know.
Whether... Either way, he's... If he is doing the action, is he not doing it for you? Even if it is because you are allies, he's still taking steps to help you.
That is an optimistic way of looking at it. However, I do not believe it is realistic. Har has been through a lot, and I do not wish to push him on any of it.
That is fair, but he has been through a lot, and now more than ever, he might need a friend.
Maybe. But who is to say that that friend will be me? Even if he'd allow it.
That I cannot hear. But putting a foot in the door and expressing your desire to be friends again might just be the step he needs. And
Maybe.
it might also just be the step you need, and that's okay.
I see. there are some other things. Back. I keep talking about the nightmare. However, that's. Despite it being fake, being in the cell was the worst I've felt in a long time. Longest time, ever since it happened the first time. I had no idea how long I spent there, but had the party not arrived sooner, I do not know what I would have done.
And you see, she gets serious. Enchantment magic is a cruel and twisted thing, and I truly believe it is the most evil thing in this world. What that thing did to you hurt. And there's no hiding from that. But you are taking a step in the right direction by just talking about it. Is there anyone close to you who might understand what that experience is like? Anyone who's gone through a similar experience?
Of being locked up,
Left alone?
left alone. I suppose, yes, I can think of someone.
Maybe talking to them. Finding people with similar shared experiences, whether good or bad, can help heal old wounds. Just finding someone who knows that pain.
Yes, I believe you are right. But it is difficult. It is always difficult. You never want to burden anyone. But I shall consider your words.
It is a very kind thing to not want to burden others. But by following that mindset, all you do is burden yourself. Those who love you are there for you, no matter what.
Yes. Thank you for this.
Anytime.
A Tempter is going to stand up, slightly bow to Donna, and walk out the room.
Before you go,
Yes?
I cannot relate to what you went through. But I am truly sorry that you had to go through it.
Thank you, Donna. Tender's going to continue walking out of the door.
You all see Tempter appear in the shared living room, and about 30 seconds later, Donna comes out and turns to you, Cleo. Okay,
Hello.
hello. Would you be interested in a one-on-one session?
Sure. I don't see why not.
From what I've gathered, and she's like bringing you into the room.
Mm-hmm.
From what I gathered, you are close to the chest with stuff, and I won't ask you to share anything you do not want to, but maybe just even talking about the new experience you had with your allies. And she closes the door, and looks to you and is like, just so you know, the door is magically soundproofed, so they cannot hear us, and we cannot hear them.
All right. I guess that gives a tinge of comfort. Oh, I guess I'll introduce myself. I already said my name is Cleo. I said that I've been alive for a very long time, and I mean long time. Moon Wizard has been alive longer than I have, but not by much. If that gives you any perspective on that. I had an older brother once. I had an older brother once.
Understood.
I was originally a cleric and a bard. And I wrote ballads and war songs, many of which are still sung today. But I don't really do that much anymore. My relationship with the gods is rocky at best. And while I still enjoy playing music, it's hard to play for myself sometimes. Nowadays, I am an artificer. I became an artificer around the time that Warforged were invented. I find automatons quite fascinating, and I love that mortals are able to create. They're able to make things with their own two hands and their own intentions. And that's what I like to do. I like to make things with my own hands, with my own intentions. And I've lost a lot of things, but that is simply a fact of living so long. You didn't get to meet. She's not here. I don't particularly know why she's not here. You didn't get to meet Misty, who's an old friend of mine, who's also joined the party with us. She's a wonderful person, frankly, and one of my closest friends. Though with This party, she has learned new things about me that I didn't tell her. Because, once again, these people have a tendency to make you just feel open. And, like, you have to say things around them, but, like, it's not a bad thing.
It's... If it's alright, may I bring up a few points that I came to mind when you were speaking?
Yes, go ahead.
Music is a very good form of self-expression, and it is good to know that even if music is hard now, you are still creating, because that is... I find artistic people do best when they are creating, and but it doesn't matter what form that is, as long as they are creating something.
I like that I have become a creative. I was not born to make music. I was not created to make music. I was made, forced to make music. I was not created to do anything, frankly. But I like that I have come to a point where nothing that he forced me to do is just that anymore. It is now a deeper part of me.
Two questions. One, when you used to create music, would you make it for others or for yourself?
It was meant to be my worship. And if I did not... I thought my brother lucky before he was permitted to leave and roam freely. He was able to go out and be a mercenary and be the champion. And yet I was confined to my gilded cage, forced to sing songs. Every once in a while, I would be sent down to spread those songs to the masses. It was too late when I realized that I was the lucky one.
So you would create music not for the enjoyment of others, but for to meet a quota for others, for someone.
Yes. My god kept me as his little songbird. And kept my brother as his champion. And he greatly favored my brother. But... And I was jealous of my brother. But I did not understand what was truly going on, what my God had done to us. To make us the way we were. How I was different from my brother. How I had to be kept in the cage because I My mind and body were mine. They were not my gods. But my brothers... My brother could not defy his words, unlike me. So he was given more freedom. He could move and exist as he pleased because if our God said so, my brother would do anything. Because there was nothing else he could do. But even now, it matters not what our God speaks to me. I am my own person.
Good. I have a question, too. When you
Yes.
create with your hands, the things you create, is that for others or is that for yourself?
It's a bit of both. When I initially began creating, I don't really know how to say this. When I first began creating, it was creating automatons and looking at Warforged and seeing what mankind had made with their own hands. I thought that maybe if mortals could do this, I could too. And so I did, and I later learned a lot more about Warforged. And I thought, you cannot place a soul in a body that has been decomposed. But maybe you could build a body. Maybe I could build a body for my brother that he would be fully free of the god who caged us. But who knows if his soul is even still around? It's been centuries.
Souls have a the I find the world works in mysterious ways. Have you tried? I apologize if this sounds rude.
Mm-hmm.
You led with the fact that you are not an open person and you keep things close to your chest. But this little interaction we've had, you seem very open.
Yes. but you've gotten an intentional sliver in a confidential space.
That's fair. But to me, both first with your friends, now with me, you seem like the type of person who is just truly begging to be understood. Would it hurt to open up to those around you? And I don't just mean your allies, but to extended folk.
Mm. I told you earlier that my god, that I am the cleric of a god that is trying to kill me. And my brother was the paladin and champion of that god.
Yes.
War gods don't like it when you kill their champion. And I am terrified of what he will do to people if he finds out where I am, what I am doing. He has killed my loved ones before, and he will do it again. The first time he did so out of jealousy, this time could be rage.
Um, hmm. When it comes to dealing with someone who has all the power, you can stand in their shadow, or you could find ways to take that power away from them. And she leans close to you. Now, I may just be a therapist, but I've seen a lot in my days. And I've seen what a brilliant mind can do with creation. Maybe creating something for yourself to then share with others could be a way to take that power away from him. There is power in words, and there is strength in a song and truth.
I believe maybe someday I will be able to do things entirely for myself.
Hmm.
But for now, I think that is quite far off.
Some things.
The gods are vindictive and hold grudges, but so am I.
The gods also get their power from belief. If people know, belief can waver when truth comes out. I apologize for pressing on a touchy subject.
It's okay. I think talking a little bit about it, there's quite a bit that you still don't know, but I think maybe if I speak with some of my compatriots, you are aware of more. Or maybe if I get to use my really, really cool gun to shoot a guy. A very specific guy. Maybe that'll help me. I get a little bit of the rage out, but who knows? I sure as hell don't.
I would tell you to make an insight check, but you can very clearly see the discomfort on her face. They're just like, violence isn't.
Come on, Cleo's a child of a war god. They're not allowed to be a little violent.
Violence is an answer, but it does not always need to be. There can be peaceful solutions, but
It's okay. Though once again, I believe I mentioned war god specifically. That's just where that comes from.
I apologize. I am a lifelong pacifist.
Oh no, you're okay. I think there are some things that I need to deal with first, but I think maybe one day I can hit the point where I'm capable of doing that.
Sorry, go.
You know, there's just some loose ends I have to tie up first.
My best advice in the meantime, just try creating more things for yourself.
Of course.
Cleo, it was a genuine honor to meet you. You are all very interesting people. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about before our session is up?
I do believe I am good for now. I think there are definitely some other things that I'd like to talk about in the future.
My door is always open.
Yes, no, I've come to the realization recently that I really should unpack the fact that my god forced my brother to kill a lot of people, including my lover.
Oh.
And then I didn't deal with that. So but I think that's a future its own thing.
Yeah.
Kind of unpacking day. When we're not in the midst of other events. We can put that one off for a little bit longer, I think.
Understood. My door is always open.
Of course.
Well, in the meantime, I hope you and your whole group gets a chance to relax. Because you all deserve it. Well, and Donna stands up. And unless there's anything else, it's been a pleasure.
I don't believe there's anything else. It has been a pleasure.
She opens up the door, and the rest of you watch Donna and then Cleo head back out into the living room. Donna looks to you all. Hello.
Greetings.
I believe that should be all, unless there's anything else you all want to discuss.
I have nothing more to discuss.
I think that's quite enough for now.
I believe I'm good.
Understood. My door is always open. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I'm gonna go bake some more muffins.
That sounds like making bread is a really good way to get out anger.
Oh, it really is.
It's wonderful.
You all head out of Donna's house / workspace and head back out into the street of Lightport. And Cleo, you see there's a figure out there. I don't know if you've met this figure before, but there is a very tall... No, you would have seen this figure once before. There is a very tall, well-dressed, very buff half-orc in a mailman outfit.
Jimmy! Next.
Short cargo shorts, very great thighs, and he looks around and spots you, Cleo, and is like, "Ah, perfect. I've been looking for you all day."
Oh my, someone's been looking for me. That's concerning.
I was told to deliver this to you, and you specifically. And he pulls out. He has a mail bag, over the shoulder bag, which he opens up and reaches into, and it is a bag of holding. And he pulls out a pink envelope with a wax seal, and a small bag, and hands them both to you.
No, Cleo's not going to take them yet. It's like, I can make an educated guess as to who these are from. But before I jump to any conclusions, who are these from?
This was sent to deliver to you by a Misty.
Then I am willing to take them, please.
Okay. And he hands them both to you. In the bag is it's like this small pink bag with a bow wrapped around it, and it is full of cookies. And then there is the pink letter with a wax seal. And I'm going to
Cleo's
DM.
gonna,
Yeah.
Cleo's gonna open up the letter and give it a look-see, and then I'm gonna give it a look-see and see if what Cleo's gonna say to everybody.
Yes.
What Cleo's gonna say to everybody.
Would you feel comfortable reading this out loud to stream? If not, I can.
A moment. Let me take a gander. Let me take a gander first. Cleo reads over the letter, folds it back up, and puts it in with Porcelain's clothes. And then turns to the party, and it's just like, Misty's gonna be gone for a while. I don't believe she'll... There's a chance some of us may never see her again, but that's always a thing with Misty. She also gave me these cookies. They might be drugged. I wouldn't put it past her. She didn't say anything about the cookies being drugged, but they're either going to be really, really good cookies, or they're going to be really, really good cookies with really, really good drugs in them.
Did Daisy mention? No, fuck, not Daisy. Fuck, Misty. Did Misty mention why she had to leave?
I do not believe that is my place to share with you all. But
That is understandable.
she has to forge her own path.
I see. I wish her luck.
I do too. Hopefully she doesn't... She said that she hopes that she doesn't go disappear for another few hundred years. So hopefully she keeps her word.
Theoretically, we should all be alive in a few hundred years.
Yes, with this party. But you never know.
That is true.
Well, I believe, unless there's anything else people want to touch on, we were discussing a shorter session because people having to dip midway through.
I was trying to think about how to give a good ending line. I'm just like, well, shit, I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
With Misty now leaving the party and your future confusing and undecided, that is what we'll leave for this week.
Woo!
We will continue.
Therapy!
Yay!
We will continue on next week. Well, I hope to see you all there. Love you all. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye!
Bye.
Bye.